welcome to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him at GodsFiveMinutes@gmail.com. Now, here's Ed Wilson with God's 5 Minutes.
Hello, friends. Matthew 12 describes how Jesus healed a man with a withered hand in a synagogue on the Sabbath. This benevolent action, so clearly suited to the purpose of worshiping God, so absolutely beyond the power of jealous Pharisees, became the breaking point in their efforts to supersede his ministry by human logic, confrontation, or uniting the multitudes against him. Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him, how they might destroy him. No longer were the weapons to be used against the master even pay lip service to honesty, decency, or the laws by which principled people must govern themselves. This council had as its aim one purpose: the murder of Jesus Christ. It seems a moment's reflection would have caused these sinners to consider how hopeless it would be to try to kill a man who had and used power to heal all manner of disease. Their logic would have made them believe they could stem Niagara's torrent with a handful of toothpicks. These Pharisees, who were to a man intelligent, educated, even sophisticated, proved once again how useless human skills are against the dark passions of wicked hearts. No amount of training or culture can purify or make holy the defiled actions that are the native children of evil spirits. When people refuse the light, it makes them stupid and increasingly willing to justify and indulge in sin. When they try to extinguish the light, they are without excuse. Jesus' method of dealing with this building antipathy is a powerful, gracious demonstration of his loving, gentle spirit. One point to notice is that all his life was lived according to a timetable built around the natural order of human growth from infancy through childhood into full manhood, and on through the stages of his adult ministry to fateful Calvary. That divinely planned timetable was carefully calibrated to Old Testament prophecy and to the political and religious state of the Hebrew nation. No earthly power ever disturbed it by so much as a minute of time. The Gospels never speak of him running. Another important point is the manner by which the Lord prevented the Pharisees from bringing about his death prematurely or by any means besides the cross that was to become the symbol of Christianity and the hope of the world. It would have been so easy for the Master to have incited the crowds who were daily witnessing miracles such as no other generation in the history of the world had ever seen, into physically taking up his defense against those who hated him. His reaction instead was to ask for their help in hiding his great work, while at the same time carrying it on. He withdrew himself from thence, and great multitudes followed him, and he charged them that they should not make him known. Those guidelines have marked out the Christian pathway for 21 centuries. God's church is not a political organ. His people are not rabble-rousers. They are called to be and historically have been meek and gentle people, able to be led in paths of righteousness like sheep, but unmovable in the steadfast determination to walk in the innocent footsteps of the man from Galilee. In this conflict, as in all the others, Christ was able to carry out his gentle ministry of preaching peaceful truths and caring for the suffering almost beneath the noses of his detractors, and that without a rebellious word. Something else to consider in this old Bible story is Jesus' mercy, both to those who sought his ministrations and those who sought to terminate them. There came a time when the opportunity for the Pharisees to see themselves and change was closed forever by their own illegal murder, but that time was not yet. Nicodemus, one of them, found his way out of their ranks before it was too late. The simple fact of how hard these folks found it to kick against the pricks was itself a witness. Notwithstanding the hate in these hearts, the Lord found a way with cautions to go on touching those who long for his blessing. He wants to touch us too. Have you talked to him today?
You have been listening to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him by email at GodsFiveMinutes@gmail.com. Tune in next time to hear more encouraging thoughts from God's Word on God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson.